What if I told you most men today languish in silent defeat, not for lack of skill, but for want of mental fortitude? We scroll endlessly, compare, envy, then wonder why we feel trapped, frail, or lost. We chase ease, yet grow weary. We flee suffering, yet endure it daily. The truth cuts deep. Comfort is our silent destroyer. Hardship, though brutal, holds the key to true strength. The Stoics knew this long before smartphones, social media, or self-help books. Marcus Aurelius, Roman emperor and Stoic sage, declared, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Grasp this, and you will find strength." This isn't mere words, it's a weapon, a mindset, a way to stand firm amid chaos. Stoicism doesn't make life softer, it makes you unbreakable. In this video, we'll explore 8 Stoic laws, harsh, unyielding principles to forge your mind, heart, and soul. No empty promises. This is raw truth for real change. Each law is rooted in Stoicism's brutal honesty, tested in ancient Rome and still piercingly relevant. Before we begin, commit to this. Don't treat this as mere motivation. This isn't background noise, it's a call to awaken. Like this video now. Comment when a truth stirs your soul. Share it with a brother who needs it. Above all, don't skip a single part 1. Missed law could cost you clarity or courage in a defining moment. Let's begin. First, embrace discomfort as your ally. We're taught to flee pain, but Stoics taught us to charge toward it. Eyes wide open. Reflect on your greatest growth. Did it come in moments of ease, lounging in comfort, or when life struck hard, forcing you to rise or fall? Marcus Aurelius faced war, betrayal, plague, yet stood unshaken. He didn't shun hardship. He welcomed it to forge himself. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Marcus Aurelius. This isn't poetry, it's law. Every obstacle hones your will. Every delay tests your patience. Every rejection teaches resilience. Modern life whispers, avoid suffering. Stoicism commands, train in it. That cold shower is a challenge. That hard conversation is a path. That grueling workout when exhausted is where character is built. Stoics believed choosing controlled discomfort prepares you for life's chaos. When the storm hits, you're ready. Seneca, another Stoic, slept on bare floors, ate plain food, wore rough clothes, not from self-hatred, but to temper his soul. Why? So when life strips away comfort, you don't falter, you're prepared. Discomfort isn't your foe, it's your mirror. It reveals who you are and, more crucially, who you're becoming. We dodge small pains today, only to face greater ones tomorrow. Yet if you face that fire with purpose, something extraordinary happens. You cease to fear pain. That's the dawn of freedom. From now on, see discomfort as your training partner. It may bruise you, but it's building you. Choose one small hardship today. Act now. No excuses. Cold water, a tough talk, or sitting with boredom. Remind yourself this is how warriors are forged. The only path to invincibility is to stop running. In the comments, declare discomfort is my training ground. Second, master your emotions. Don't serve them. How often do your feelings hijack your day? A harsh word sparks anger, plans shift, and your mood crumbles. You feel lazy, so you skip the gym. Work. Discipline. It's not just you. We all face this. But the hard truth is, if emotions rule you, you're their slave. The Stoics believed slavery to feelings is worse than chains on your wrists. Epictetus, once a slave, then a Stoic master, said, "Anyone who angers you becomes your master. They only do so if you let their words disturb you." Ponder that. The driver who cuts you off, you've handed them your peace. A breakup, you've given it your identity. A cruel comment online, you've traded your joy. Stoicism doesn't ask you to ignore emotions. It teaches you to observe, understand, and respond, not react. That's the difference between a child and a Stoic. A child wails. A Stoic sits calmly in the storm and reflects. Marcus Aurelius, the most powerful man of his age, wrote in his private journal, later called Meditations, "If you're troubled by anything external, the pain isn't from the thing itself, but from your judgment of it, and you can change that judgment at any moment." This is a rare power, the strength to remain unmoved by what doesn't deserve your energy. It's demanding because you can't blame others anymore. You can't say, "He made me angry," or "She ruined my day." You realize it's all on you. Your reaction is your choice. But here's what makes you mighty. You can choose again. You're not a slave to your emotions. You can be angry, yet not act on it. Fearful, yet still advance. Sad, yet not consumed. That's emotional strength. That's Stoic freedom. Next time you're provoked, pause. Don't act rashly. Breathe deeply. Ask, does this emotion serve me now? Respond with purpose. This isn't being cold. It's mastering yourself. When emotions no longer sway you, you gain clarity, calm, and power. You show up steady, and others notice. You're unshaken by petty slights. You stand tall. In today's chaotic emotional world, that stability is rare. It draws respect and cannot be stopped. True maturity begins when you stop being a puppet and become a master. Third, abandon the quest for fairness. Life owes you nothing. The fastest way to suffer is to expect fairness. Let that sink in. You toil hard, yet a slacker gets promoted. You love deeply, yet they leave. You do right, yet face punishment. Anger rises. It's not fair, but the Stoic truth is clear. Fairness is a myth we crafted, not a law of the universe. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You can commit injustice by doing nothing at all. Even an emperor saw injustice daily instead of whining, blaming, or despairing. He leaned on a firm truth. Life isn't meant to be fair. It's meant to make you strong." Stoics never expected life to treat them kindly. They anticipated pain, loss, betrayal, change. And because they prepared, they were ready. Be brutally honest. Fairness is a noble idea, but clinging to it weakens you. When you say, "This isn't fair," you're often saying, "I don't want to face this." But here's the law. You don't grow by demanding fairness. You grow by facing reality and pressing forward. Look around. Good men face misfortune. Villains sometimes prosper. Effort doesn't always yield reward. This isn't pessimism, it's life. And this separates the ordinary from the unstoppable. The common man waits for justice. The Stoic builds an inner strength so vast that no external blow can break him. This doesn't mean you grow callous or numb. It means you stop expecting the world to act rightly and start treating yourself rightly, no matter the world's ways. Seneca said, "Sometimes surviving is a courageous act, especially when life is unjust. Instead of complaining, use pain as fuel. Hone skills so sharp, no one can ignore them. Love deeply without expectation. Face betrayal and walk on with dignity." The Stoic approach is radical responsibility, not because it's always your fault, but because it's always your move. You don't control life's blows, but you always control your response. And that response, steady, calm, resilient, makes you unstoppable. Fairness isn't promised, but freedom is earned through every strong choice. Fourth, focus only on what you can control. Let go of the rest. Stoics believed your power lies in a small sphere. You command. Everything beyond that sphere, release. Epictetus put it plainly, make the best use of what is in your power and take the rest as it happens. Here's the trap most fall into. They try to control others. They obsess over outcomes. They predict the future, then wonder why they feel anxious, helpless, angry. What truly lies within your grasp? Your thoughts, choices, actions, reactions. The rest, others' opinions. Luck, uncertainty are beyond you. You can't control the weather, but you can choose your attire. You can't control if others like you, but you can control how you treat them. You can't control the economy, but you can control your learning, spending, preparation. This shift in focus is monumental. It restores your power instead of letting you be dragged by what you can't influence. Picture yourself in a storm at sea. A Stoic doesn't curse the wind, he grips the helm and steers. That's why you stay calm when others panic, focused when others complain, disciplined when others falter. It's not about pretending the outside world doesn't matter. It's about choosing what deserves your attention. 90% of what people fret over lies beyond their control. Try this. When stressed, ask, is this in my control? If yes, act. If not, let go. Simple. Easy. No. Powerful. Absolutely. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Live by this, and others will see it. You become unshakable, not because you control everything, but because you master yourself, no matter what happens. Fifth, embrace deliberate hardship to forge an iron will. In a world addicted to comfort, discipline is your superpower. Stoics didn't wait for life to test them. They tested themselves, not to suffer, but to strengthen, not to punish, but to prepare. Seneca wrote, set aside days where you settle for meager food, rough clothes, and ask, is this what I feared? This is intentional hardship, a chosen moment to temper your soul against life's pressures. Most men today flee discomfort at all costs. They never skip a meal. They avoid silence. They cling to luxury. But when life turns harsh, they crumble. Panic. Blame. Stoics were ready for the worst. They trained in hunger, fatigue, rejection, boredom, struggle. This didn't make them invincible, it made them adaptable. You don't build will by watching inspiring videos. You build it by choosing what you dread, deliberately. Intentional hardship might be fasting for a day to prove you master your desires, taking a cold shower when your mind screams no, saying no to a luxury you can afford to practice restraint, rising early to train when your body begs for bed. These small choices compound, and over time, you become formidable, not cruel to yourself, but awake to the truth. Comfort doesn't strengthen you. Challenge does. When hardship comes, as it always will, you don't flee. You smile. You've walked through fire before. Marcus Aurelius ruled amid plague, war, betrayal, yet wrote with serene clarity why hardship didn't surprise him. It was his expectation. When you expect difficulty, it loses its power to paralyze. Stop asking, how can life be easier? Ask, how can I be stronger? Train in hunger. Train in solitude. Train in cold. Fatigue. Rejection. Boredom. Stay focused through it all. For one day, life will throw more than you think you can bear, and you'll rise. Sixth, release the outcome. Love the process. We're taught to obsess over results, landing the job, winning the deal, hitting the goal, earning wealth, gaining admiration. Stoicism flips this. Let go of outcomes and master your effort. Why results are never guaranteed, but your effort is always yours to command. Epictetus said, freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It comes when you care not for what lies beyond your control. Clinging to outcomes breeds suffering. Train for a week. Si no habies. Quit. Launch a project. Fail. Feel worthless. Love someone. They leave. You break. But if you cherish the work itself, showing up, writing, building, thinking, learning, striving, you always win. Even if the result falls short. Here's the irony: when you stop needing outcomes, you often achieve more. You're not disparity, not swayed by emotions, not driven by approval. You stand firm in your actions. Marcus Aurelius wrote, don't let the future trouble you. You'll meet it, if you must, with the same weapons of reason you wield against the present. Stop fretting over what might be. Be bold in your process now. Seventh, live with urgency. Memento mori. Life is fleeting, and you cannot choose its end. Every wasted moment is lost forever. Let that truth settle in your bones. Don't wait for someday. Don't fool yourself that you'll act later. Don't assume tomorrow is promised. The Stoics practiced memento mori. Remember, you will die, not to despair, but to focus, to be present, to live with purpose. When you truly grasp your time is finite, you stop squandering it. No more hours scrolling, no petty arguments, no settling for mediocrity. You build, love, act now. Seneca warned. It's not that we have little time to live, but that we waste so much of it. You can't control your lifespan, but you can control the depth of your living. The greatest lie is, there's plenty of time. No, there isn't. That risk you avoid, the work you delay, the forgiveness you withhold, the change you promise for next year. This is your moment. This is your time. Stoics didn't shy from death. They faced it and said, you won't catch me asleep in my life. This awareness doesn't breed fear, it ignites life. Those who remember death speak truth. Love boldly, work with urgency, shed ego, and fear no failure. For the greatest failure is a wasted life. Live as if time is borrowed, because it is. When you do, you become magnetic, focused, powerful. You don't chase cheap validation. You act with purpose. Others feel it. And you feel it too. Eighth, act with virtue. Not for applause. Stoics didn't act for the crowd. They acted for honor. Marcus Aurelius said, "Do what's right, and the rest doesn't matter." Live with integrity, even unseen. Speak truth. Though no one claps, keep your word. Though it costs you, train hard. Though no one watches, that's virtue. It builds a soul no one can buy. It's not perfection, it's principle. The hardest part, doing right, is often the toughest path. Lying is easier than truth. Pleasing is easier than honesty. Seeking approval is easier than standing alone. But each time you choose the right over the easy, you sharpen yourself. You become a man your future self can respect. You forge an identity no one can steal. Seneca urged, live and think as if the whole world sees and reads you. That's power. A life unbowed by pressure, built on truth. In a world of facades, the Stoic is real. In shows, the Stoic is still. In performance, the Stoic is authentic. To be unstoppable. Don't live for praise. Live for your values. Live so that even if you lose status, wealth, or followers, you stand tall. Be a warrior for what's right, not what's popular. Walk alone if needed, as if it's the only path that matters. If you've reached this point, a fire within you is ready to rise. Leave behind distraction, weakness, emotional chaos, and step into something greater. Not perfection, but power. Not dominating others, but mastering yourself. That's the Stoic path. It doesn't promise comfort. It delivers clarity. It offers direction. It grants a life of meaning, even as the world crumbles around you. Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, Epictetus. They didn't write for an easy world. They wrote to endure storms, wars, betrayals, and death with dignity. They taught that true strength isn't in muscle or money, but in the man who keeps his word, faces fear, unflinching, and does right when it's hardest. You don't need to wait for motivation or the perfect moment. Start now. Train your mind. Prepare for trials. Release outcomes. Hold fast to principle. Live as if your time is running out, because it is. The beauty is, you need no applause, no praise, no understanding from others. On the Stoic path, you become unshakable from within. That strength is rare, real, and yours. In the comments, affirm, I grow stronger every day. If this message stirs you, if a spark ignites within, don't keep it to yourself. Like this video, comment your favorite law, share it with someone on their own journey, and subscribe to the channel. We're building a brotherhood of thinkers, warriors, men who crave more than noise, a life of purpose. Don't skip any part of this life. It's all training. It's all transformation. Keep showing up. Keep choosing strength. And never stop until you're unstoppable. Share this video with someone who needs to hear it. Comment your favorite Stoic law below. And join our community of men striving for purpose by subscribing. Let's keep forging strength together. End of video. Keep choosing the Stoic path.